Hello friends, and welcome to another rousing episode of Hanging with Huxley. Today I'm featuring my flyover with the drone on the 14th hole at Furry Creek Golf Club. Used to do a lot of business here back in the mid-90s when I started my corporate golf photography. A lot of corporate events down here, and I would sell them the beautiful triple folder with two scenics and their foursome picture in the middle. And I did very, very well at that, as a matter of fact. Lots of fun. Beautiful golf course. Good afternoon, folks. Or as Jim Nance would say, hello, friends. Just watched the Masters, so he's fresh in my mind. Anyways, I've decided to do kind of some legacy stories about my life. Some of the stories that I want to pass on to my my dear friends and family and people that I love. I've had a great life. I'm 72 now. Time's flying by. Just had a nice Easter. It's April the 10th or something, whatever it is, 10th, 11th, 9th, 10th, 11th, something like that, right after Easter. Had a nice Easter at Chris and Kelly's with our little granddaughter Evelyn. Kelly made a beautiful ham, which was very nice, juicy ham. So I'll take you back to probably about the mid-80s, maybe. Anyways, my buddy Mike Wildgoose, who to this day is one of my very best friends, him and his parents were wintering down in Florida, in Dunedin, where the Blue Jays practice, actually, which is very close to Clearwater Beach. And my parents lived up in Ocala, which is horse country, kind of between Daytona, it's about 40 miles inland, right in the middle of Florida from Daytona Beach. So they were up about an hour and a half north of where Mike's parents lived. Anyways, long story short, Mike had been away with me many times. And of course, Karen was a flight attendant with Ward Air, and I used to get the free passes and whatnot. Mike and I would go to Hawaii, we'd go down to Florida, we did all these trips together, and I'm always standby. And he always paid like, $800, $1,000, $1,200 for his tickets, depending where we went and whatnot. Anyways, we had flown and traveled many, many times. And I always got on, even though I was standby, I always managed to get one of the last seats or whatever. Anyways, we're coming back from Tampa after golfing with my parents up in Ocala, then spent a week at his parents'. Anyways, we got to the Tampa airport. The flight was leaving at, I think, around 11:15. So then we go through, put our clubs and everything in, and then go through the customs part. And we got to the gate. And I have to wait till the end because they got to see if any seats are left. And then they call my name at the end, and on I go, generally speaking. Well, this time we waited and waited, and Mike waited with me. He had a ticket, but we waited together. And finally, at the end, the girl comes over and says, well, I'm sorry, Mr. Huxtable, there's no room for you. We're going to have to leave without you. Sorry, there's just no room. And Mike looked at me and he went, my God, he says, the streak is over. So I'm like, oh my God. So anyways, Mike got on the plane. They they closed the doors to the gate. Boom. So I go back and I'm sitting right there at the gate, looking through my knapsack, thinking, okay, Jesus, it's like 11:15, 11:30 now. I gotta go rent a car, or I gotta at least find an airport or a hotel around the airport. Hopefully get on the flight the next day. It only goes once a day. or maybe the day after or something. Oh, so I'm sitting there thinking, oh, good God, what do I do now? I'm tired, you know. So after about 3 minutes, I'm sitting there and just about ready to get up and go back into the terminal. The doors flew open wide. Out comes this gurney. They're wheeling it, and they got a IV, and they got these defibrillators on the guy, and he's shaking up and down like this, and off they go. And I'm like scratching my head thinking, like, what the hell's going on here? And the girl from the gate comes over and says to me, well, I guess you're next. But she says, you got to go fast because they're ready to take off. Like everybody's seatbelted and ready to go. So I said, all right. So she takes my ticket and I run down the finger, get on the plane, and I'm in like row 8 or something. And they said, okay, get into your seat, put your belt on because the captain, like, we're ready to go. So I get into my seat, I sit down, I buckle up, I'm sitting there, we go down the runway, and I always think of my dad when I go down the runway in the planes because I flew with him many times. He got his pilot's license when he was 50, actually. And I always remember we'd be going down, this is just a little digression, we'd be going down the runway and my dad would have his hands on the wheel. It's only like a little Cherokee 142 or a Cessna, whatever they're called. And we'd be going down the runway and he'd go, Bobby, he says, I can't hold it any longer, it just wants to fly. And he'd pull it back and up we'd go and take off. So in his memory, every time I'm on a jet and I'm going down the runway to take off, I can hear him in my ear going, Bobby, I can't hold it down anymore. We're going to take off, you know. Anyway, so we're going down, we take off, we're up in the air. And then about, 15 minutes, we reach the altitude, 33,000 feet or whatever. And the seatbelt sign goes off. And I thought, well, I better go back and see Mike. He has no idea what's going on, right? So it's just so funny. If I had a picture of him, would it be hilarious? So I'm walking back down the aisle. And I see him sitting there reading a book, right? And he looks up and he looks at me and the look on his face, he's like, what the, like, how did you get on? And he had no idea the guy who was going out with the gurney because he was way almost at the back of the plane, right? These things are big. I said, well, the streak is alive, buddy. I'm still, the streak is alive. He goes, well, that's unbelievable. So anyways, I made that flight and that trip, got home that night. And, that's just one great story. But I got a lot of great airline stories, but I'll just leave you with that one for now. One for the archives, and I'll see you later.